They made the most out of the Stafford trade and got their franchise guy, which is pretty impressive. In the NFC right now, would you put them? I know they're probably not with the Cowboys, 49ers, and Eagles right now, but are they right there at 4?
Oh, they're above the Cowboys.
They're above the
right
Cowboys?
They're in the mix of it all. Absolutely.
All of it? Okay.
Absolutely. I think this team could definitely make the NFC title game. Honestly, I mean, I know that the Eagles are 4-0 right now, but I've been more impressed with what I've seen from the Lions. Outside of the Seahawks game, which is just one of those teams for them, you know, every team has that one team that they have trouble against. But this is a team that, like, they should be in the mix for the best teams in the NFC. 49ers, we'll talk about them later. They could be on a whole nother level themselves. But, like, are they in the mix with the Eagles? I think their teams are pretty comparable to each other. Both have great offensive lines. Both have great weapons. Both have a good defensive line as well. And then against the Cowboys, who do I trust more is the real question. Because both teams are both talented on both sides of the ball. But I trust Jared Goff more than I trust Dak Prescott. And I trust the Lions more at this point. Because I feel like they have just more motive. They have a little bit more punch in them a little bit. So honestly, I mean, if we're talking about the best teams in the NFC, I mean, you can put them right up there with the best at this point.
They probably also have the easiest division in the NFC because now that we're looking at the Vikings, their toughest challenge really is the Packers, and they own them in retrospect. And then you have the Bears. Like, this is shaping up to be a pretty easy division where NFC South, it's going to be pretty competitive, even though all those teams are pretty mediocre except for the Bucs at this point. I think they're slightly above all the other teams, just defensively, and the threat of Mike Evans, I think, is the best weapon in that division. And then the West is always a challenge. And then the East, you still have 2 playoff teams in that division, where the Lions, I really don't see 2 playoff teams coming out of there.
No, I think, like, you go tit for tat, like, even a team like a third place team like the Commanders, they've been playing tough.
Yeah.
You know,
they push the Eagles.
They push the Eagles around, and they give them a lot. Just talking about teams that give them trouble, like Commanders and Eagles always have a dogfight. And then NFC South, I mean, you have the Bucs, who are going to hopefully win the division. The Falcons are still a good team. The Saints, they're a gritty team. Who knows what they'll be? Rams, they've been playing tough. Cardinals, for a bad team, they've been playing very well. So, like, you look at every other division, it's like there's these clear-cut favorites. Meanwhile, you have a Jordan Love that people have tape on now.
Right.
You have the Vikings, what is happening with the Vikings? That's a whole disaster in itself. And then, you know, you have Lions, Packers, Vikings, you know, the giant pile of shit. You have concrete fucking shit for brains, fucking acid, whatever it is. And then you have the Bears.
Yeah.
At the very bottom.
Yeah.